Rise to the flag. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Can we have a roll call, please?
Thayer,
Yes.
Bamberg,
Yes.
Gilbine, Hatcher,
Yes.
McNally, Turnbull, Flanker,
Yes.
Townsend,
Here.
Baker.
Yeah, here. Okay. Approval of the agenda.
Make a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
Support.
Motion been made and seconded to approve the agenda. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Approval of minutes from February 24th.
I have a correction that I'd like to make, Mr. Chairman. Under DDA Coordinators Report, last sentence, DDA Coordinator Dobus said that check for personal property taxes was received and placed in the DDA account for $18,980. That is wrong. I left it downstairs with Jody. It's $18,900 and something. I will have Jamie fix that. What the $18,980 is, if you look at your budget sheet, because I had thought Jody put it into the wrong column, but if you're looking at your budget sheet up at the top where it says revenue, see where we have $19,000 as our original budget. See where we have year-to-date balance, $20. What that $19,000 is, that is from our sponsors that pay for that's additional money coming in. So what that $1890 is over there, and I read it wrong, that's just the balance that is still due from the $19,000, if that makes sense. So I will have Jamie correct on the DDA, or on the minutes, what the actual, it was $18,950 some dollars, so we will correct that.
Okay.
Rebecca, were you gonna make a motion?
I will make a motion that we approve the, where is it here? The agenda.
Get the correct figure in there.
The minutes? The minutes for 2015 with corrections.
Yes.
Support.
Motion been made and seconded. All in favor, aye. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. There are no requests to be on the agenda. Public comments? Public comments twice? Public comments 3 times? I'll close public comments and go on to new business. And I see we have new business, but do we have any?
No,
No new business?
we just met 2 weeks ago because I was on vacation, so I have no new business there.
Let's go to old business then. Great Lakes Discovery Center update.
Tanya and I are gonna go up here and just kind of make a little presentation to tell you what the hang up here is. When we put all this together, they value your property based on wetlands and good property.
Buildable or non-buildable?
We are giving the Fish and Wildlife 301.93 acres, everything in the gold.
Plus the Sheridan Road parcel, which doesn't show on this map.
Right, and this stuff is valued at $1,500 an acre. The blue that you see here is the land that they're gonna give to us, which is 66.17 acres, valued at $7,200 per acre, because it's buildable, it's what we want. So the difference between $452,895 per acre here and this being worth $476,400 here is $23,500. And that's where I have everything from the U.S. Fish and Wildlife. I keep notes on everything. That's where this Jason Brumwell said, well, we'll just go ahead and show that as survey work and we'll take that away. They cannot do that in the government. He's gone now. They have a new lady in there who's very, very good. But you just can't say we're going to do that. It has to balance itself out. So if we want to have this transaction and close on this property tomorrow, we're going to pay $23,505. We told them we don't want to do that. I'm not spending no more money, I told them. And so did Tanya. So they want to take away 3-point-some acres, and I'll let Tanya talk about it.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Any of that blue in the wetlands?
What's that?
Yeah, what part of it? Any of the blue wetlands? Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, so currently what in the original proposal, all this was included, but somehow we called this piece right here parcel G, and somehow they don't have this included in giving it to the township. And then with that 23,000, what they figured that comes out to be is another 3.26 acres to their favor. So they want us to chunk off a little piece of this parcel as well. And so, but they have all of this valued at $7,200 an acre. And then if you look at the floodplain map, which I pulled up from Saga GIS, this is parcel F, or that parcel closest to the highway. 90% of it's in the floodplain. Shouldn't be valued at $7,200 an acre. And I think if we can work this angle with them, I'm hoping we can make that 23.5 go away. But
By trying
We're
to
working
say,
on that.
just take that back down to the 1,500 instead of the 7,200, and then we would be even, because it has to be right penny to penny, swap for swap, and so.
on their end of it.
On their end.
So they don't come out in the negative. I think as far as
Our end.
our end, I can't speak for all of you, but in my mind, if you come out and they would get more property, who cares? Let's just get this done.
So Steve, this new contact that you're working with, does she appear to be agreeable to swapping, exchanging the price on that land?
Well, that's where she has to go now to her superiors and stuff like that, so, but she's understanding it. Tanya and I have been working, even at the last meeting I gave a report. I'm working on this every single week to get this thing done, and so now Tanya drew this out. We sent her this, we talked to her on the phone. She's going in, and it looks as though if we can't do that, we're gonna have to have her come here from Minnesota. And then Steve Call, who's the refuge manager here out at Shiawassee, whatever, he's local, he'll be involved with it too. So we just wanna get this $23,505 to go away. And we're not paying no more money. I'm not spending no more DDA money on this project. Can we get it to go away? Yeah, but that's what the holdup is. So we just wanted to explain it a little bit more in detail so everybody kind of knows what the thing is we have a difference of $23,505 that they're saying we owe because our value is higher than what their value is. And this guy, Steve, told me he would just take care of it. Well, you can't just take care of it. She knows her stuff. Any questions?
Keep on keeping on.
Keep on keeping on, that's all we can do. So, but we thought if we just showed it that way, everybody'd understand it a little bit more.
Thank you, Steve. Tanya? Okay, anything more in the Great Lakes Discovery Center? North Gateway update.
We have a meeting scheduled today at 1:30. You want to update about it?
The meeting today will be the pre-construction meeting, which basically, after this, we'll get the contractor's schedule and figure out, what his time frame is. Talk through all the little particulars about the job with the contractor that
That's Wolbig, right?
will be
Yeah.
construction.
We've already given it to Wolbig and stuff, so 1:30 today, and then a timeline when we're gonna go ahead and start. And then Tanya and I, we still have not went out just a couple weeks ago, but I believe next Tuesday we have a couple hours blocked out for us to go to Turf Tech, to go back over to Capital Granite to try and get a rock lost or donated or whatever, so. So that project's gonna be starting, I would say, within the next 30 days,
I'd say within the
45?
next couple weeks.
couple weeks.
Yeah. Old Big said they wanted to start in the next couple weeks. I think they're gonna start on the road item stuff, getting stuff taken out of there, fixing the curb at the road, that kind of stuff, and then after that's done, you'll see some of the landscaping done.
Pam had brought to my attention today, and I know I've been down in that area, I think Jamie was down there with us too, Ron, directly right across the street from where this is going to go. I believe is it a house or what is it? It's a guy, there's junk.
Hair salon.
There's junk all over in the yard. I mean, now he's got refrigerators, stoves, everything out there, so that's something that I think that we should talk to Ron about and try to get that. So I just wanted to assure you that we will bring it to Ron's attention and we'll have him look into that. Okay?
Thank you.
Okay, anything more on the North Gateway? That concludes the North Gateway discussion. Let's move on to the Cass River Trail Path update, specifically funding.
Not much from our last meeting, other than we have a meeting scheduled, and if anybody wants to come, that's on March 23rd at 10 a.m. Bill has sent out the conceptual plan and letters and stuff to how many different people?
6 or 7 different foundations.
Okay.
And I've heard back from 2. One was meeting, one met yesterday, that was the Wicks Foundation. And we got a letter back from the McNally Foundation saying at this time they're not gonna give towards the project, but keep them in mind and let them know how we're progressing because they will revisit it. So, which I kind of figured with them doing the Gateway project and the canoe kayak launches, we kind of figured that doesn't hurt to ask. So. And I'm still waiting to hear back from the other ones. So.
Well, you don't get anything if you don't ask.
That's right.
And then I have been in contact with Carl Hammond, who kind of originated this or brought the idea with the gas station that his father used to own. He will have for us, Bill, he will email you and he'll email me and then we'll get it to Tanya. By March 23rd, he will have his whole packet put together and the conceptual plan and everything, and he's going after 3 foundations. The Herbert Grace Dow Foundation, how do you say that? Gerstacker Foundation, and Strohstacker Foundation, which all of those, those work very hand in hand with the Midland Area Community Foundation. So those are the 3 that he's in charge of, and he thought before the 23rd that you would have an email and I would have an email of that, so before he sends it out, we want to make sure that we're all on the same page. That's why I want Tanya to look at it too, so that, and we can discuss that on the 23rd, that if he doesn't have all the details or we're missing something or he's got too much, that we'll look at that before. And he has to have that into them by May 1st. The deadline is May 1st. So I would think probably by June or July we'll have good foundation of how much money that I believe we got to raise $118,000. A good sense of yay or nay on these foundations. So, and I don't think there was anything else on down there, right?
No.
Okay.
Okay. Any more input on the Cass River Trailhead? Let's close that part of the discussion. The Saginaw Future update.
At our last meeting, I told you that we were supposed to meet with Steve Jonas from Saginaw Future. We were going to be, Rose and I were meeting with him on how we can bring more business in, enticements or what they have available. We were to meet with him at 3 o'clock on Wednesday of the snowstorm. So I believe the office was closed all day on that Wednesday. So Rose and I need to reschedule that appointment. I just left it on there for an update.
Okay, anything more on Saginaw Future? That closes that part of the discussion then. Let's go on to inspection of bridge maintenance.
At our last meeting, you had directed, I believe it was Rose was going to do it, and thank you, Rose, for handling that for me. She sent out a letter to Norm Bamberger, our insurance company that we have our insurance with, to see how often we should be doing an inspection and when we should be doing an inspection. So do you want to just hit on it just real
Sure.
quickly for me, please?
He referred it over to risk control, and I spoke with that gentleman, email and then on the phone. What he's saying is because it's a pedestrian bridge and it's not heavily traveled with heavy traffic and vehicles and trucks and cars, he doesn't see that we need to have an engineering firm look at it until we're at the 10th year. And in the meantime, he's asking that we kind of put a plan together and kind of a checkoff list on what we need to look at, such as boards rotting or if any of the bolts were to loosen up and so forth. He says, kind of use some common sense with that and get a plan. We're gonna work on that and we'll bring that back, we'll share that. But that's where we're at with it, so we know we've got some time.
You're gonna develop an inspection plan to be done before it's 10 years.
Yeah, we're gonna do that. We'll have that for the next meeting. We'll have a plan in place. And then we'll go out and we'll take a look at it. The gentleman from Risk Control also offered to stop and go out there with us to take a look at it, so.
That plan will be just like general maintenance, gym, painting, that type of stuff,
And the
where
man-
I see a little bit of,
More of a visual.
yeah, more of a visual.
And the man that's agreed to go out there, is he for fee or for free?
Oh, he'll do it for free.
Okay.
Yeah, what he'll do is just walk with us and kind of talk and share with what he feels that we should be looking at. He's not from the engineering, he's not in with that, so just on the
He
liability.
doesn't certify
standpoint.
anything, he just makes recommendations.
Right.
But there's
Based on
nothing that,
insurance claims.
Yeah,
there's nothing that says it has to be certified like some of the bridges.
no, it's not a traffic bridge, it's just pedestrian, so they don't need that, so we're safe.
Which will save us money, right, Tanya?
Yep. But in your 10th year then,
The 10th
for
year.
10 years, you'll
will
have to do that,
Mhm.
so another 5.
In the 10th year, it'll have to be certified, is that?
Yeah, he didn't say certified, but maybe that's what I don't know that it has to be certified, but definitely an inspection done.
From an engineering
From an
standpoint.
engineering standpoint, we would look at more of a structural and that type
Yeah.
of thing in that inspection, so, and some of the connections and more than a visual.
And what we'd be looking at now is the boards, we look at some of the
Yeah.
bolts that are on there, make sure nothing has shifted or looked funny, but boards that need to be replaced if there's any that's rotted, just more, as he said, common sense stuff.
Yeah.
If it was heavy traffic going across it, that would be different.
And then we'll look at the structure up top to see if it's, rusted, if it needs paint. And then you just can't you have to put a special paint on there, and we'll probably have to hire some kind of a contractor to do that little bit of stuff. But I don't see, from when I was down there last, there's not a lot that needs to be done. I just want to stay up on it so that 3 years from now, we got to paint this whole bridge now.
And I think that while we're out there, or whoever goes out there, if there's something that's noticed that doesn't quite look right,
Sure.
and if we say, boy, we better have somebody look at it, the insurance company's not gonna tell us no. They're just giving us their recommendation based on it being a pedestrian bridge. So,
Thank you, Rose.
you're welcome.
Okay, any more information or questions on the inspection of bridge maintenance? That closes the bridge maintenance topic. There is no closed session. DDA Coordinators Report.
I just got a couple things I'd like to go over. I got a hold of the Scott McNiff from the display sales where we bought the Christmas decorations. He is sending out, there was a cost to us for $266. I went ahead and okayed that for a wire coil. It's actually 500 feet of wire coil. I asked him if he could just cut 10 feet off. No, they can't do that. So I went ahead and bought the wire coil and some bulbs, 75 bulbs. And as soon as that gets in, Ruth Ann will have one of her guys look at a couple of the candy canes or a couple of the ones that aren't bright, and then put this on, and then we'll decide if that's going to give us more lights next year, LED lights, that they show up a lot better. And then from there, we'll go we'll go ahead and get a cost of what that would cost to bring all 50 or 35 of them up to par. So that stuff should be coming from display sales. Another question that I have, I'm a little confused, and I guess I just want to be on the right page. When little stuff like this, or somebody comes to me that I don't think needs requirement of board approval, we have a budget that we have set, and I have heard through our meetings and the 3 years now that I'll be in the position that just go ahead and make that decision, make that call, Steve. So I just want to know from the board, are we like still on that same page? Because for example, I received a letter from Stephanie Pop about the 3rd annual garage sale, the garage sale stuff, and that is actually a fundraiser that they do for the Miss Bridgeport Bridge Fest. And they charge like $5 for a person. Like last year they had 30 entries. They want to get this going much better than that, and with the 30 entries, they made $150. Well, she asked if the DDA would help sponsor that, and I said, well, what do you mean by that? And she sent me a really nice letter back, and it's $450, and for that $450, we would have things in the Herald. There would be signs throughout the community. They'll be able to get more flyers. They'll be able to do more advertising with $450. And I told her that I will get back with her. I did not make a decision on that, but I really look at my job as being, unless it's something that is thousands and thousands of dollars, we are for the community and we should be for the community, and we want to be, I want to see the DDA more involved with community activities out there. And I know at one time we had given her Miss Bridgefest like $2,000, and then some people said, well, you know, why are we doing that? Because girls come from all over, and I know we give the fireworks money and stuff like that, but when we're just talking $200 or $400 or something that I feel that that budget line can sustain, do I have the approval to go ahead and make those decisions is what I'm asking the board.
Don't you have an approval?
I can spend up to $1,000, I
Yeah,
believe.
Yeah, we made a decision on that.
Yeah,
Right.
so I don't, you have the blessings of the board.
Okay.
I don't think that this board, we know the I feel we know the direction that you want to, that we want you to go, and I believe that you know the direction that we want this
Okay,
DDA to go.
okay,
And with that, we've already blessed you with the numbers,
okay.
where you need to go. This, you know, it'll cost more money to wait and make phone calls.
Right.
and do things.
Well, a perfect example was like last year when Louise was out there doing all that stuff by Fort Road and stuff, and we had to, so I hired John. That was not in our initial scope of the landscaping and that, and it was like $550. I just said, John, just go ahead and do it, because it's a focal point. I know that it needed to be done, and the board would say yes. So, okay, I just wanted to be clarified on that so that I have your blessings.
Bottom line, you're the one that, you know, is responsible for putting all these numbers together with your committee.
Correct.
All right, if you have thought, put it, then it's you to us
Okay.
to you, to have this conversation.
Okay.
That should be in our minutes when we made that decision.
And I remember that, but I just wanted to clarify that so that if you see something come out, well, why did you make it, you know,
But
because
at
I'm
the
your
same
DDA
time, we
coordinator.
Right.
And I have the best interest of the community, and I have the best interest of the DDA and the money. So I just want to have that clarification.
You haven't.
If you've hired me to do the job, then I'm gonna do the job. If it's something that costs whatever, then I bring that to your attention.
Yes, sir.
Okay. The only other things that I had was, we got the plans in today, and if you have any questions, Jamie's probably a little bit more up on it, but I talked to Jamie and Ron Daly. We got the plans for Rite Aid doing a complete remodel job. Not an expansion, but a remodel job. And we're not sure if they're gonna close anytime or if they work around it or whatever, but Rite Aid is doing a complete remodel, and so is Taco Bell. And the plans, we thought we would have Taco Bell in by now, right?
I would expect them probably today or tomorrow.
So we have two businesses that are remodeling it. I believe Taco Bell's given a complete facelift on the outside seating, making it a little more easier for trucks to get in and stuff like that. And we're just waiting for those plans right now.
Okay, Steve, anything else?
And then the last thing, the chamber dinner. I was in Florida, and I want to thank all you guys that did attend. We had our chamber meeting this morning, and Larry Ford is here. A year ago, when Mike was heading it all up, we made $300, and we're happy to say that this year, with sponsorships, that some of these even board members gave us sponsorships, and ticket sales and everything all combined, we made about $8,700.
Good job, guys.
So, good job to Larry over there too. So.
No, not to me, a whole bunch of other folks.
I understand.
Good job, everybody. That's what I wanted to hear.
Well, I mean, we talked about today even having committees, because we got the big blues and barbecue coming up, and we got a golf outing coming up, and you know, you get a certain amount of people that seem to be doing all the work, and we want to try and get more people out there to volunteer some time and to help us get these, because the chamber needs these additional things or the chamber won't be around. We need to operate in a positive cash flow, and it was great. That's all I have.
Okay. That concludes the DDA Coordinators Report. Member comments. Roberta? Augie? No. Cheryl?
No?
I think that the Rite Aid and Taco Bell doing renovations illustrates that these mass food merchandisers are seeing activity in this community and want to be part of the growth and looking to draw as many people as they can. So that's a positive thing about the community as I see it.
I forgot one thing. Can I talk?
You've done.
I got
All in favor?
No, I just wanted to, when you look at the budget sheets and stuff like that, those are just kind of like carrying over and stuff like that. I had a good discussion with Jody and Tracy. Actually, what happens is, in April, when they do the audit, we will actually get our complete budget analysis, I'll say. So let's say we budgeted $335,000, and then you take each line item and I overspent or whatever, it's gonna show up in the April. Because what happens is, Tracy right now is putting together like the tax stuff, she's putting together delinquent taxes, that some of that money that has all come in. So when you look at a statement, our fiscal year goes from January to December, but you don't actually have a true picture of all of that until about April, after the auditors get done. So in April's meeting, which is like a month, or May, I'll have a regular budget sheet, line item of what we spent in each budget, and it'll show, did we overspend, did we underspend, did we do all that? I just wanted you guys to know that, because when you look at this stuff here, it just keeps carrying over from the budget and what we've spent for right now. Am I correct on that, Tracy? Kind of how it works?
Okay, that concludes the member comments. Next meeting
I'm still learning.
is on April 13th. This one is 4 weeks away, not 2 weeks.
Yeah.
At noon right here. To adjourn?
Support?
Meeting adjourned.